Hello everybody and welcome to Hearthlands. Now this is a game published and developed by Sergio and Simon, who I believe are sort of indie developers who have not had any funding for this. They've just gone and made the game themselves and then released it, which is very rare nowadays. No crowdfunding, no nothing. Anyway, it's all about building a little medieval city and just playing it your own way, really. Just doing whatever you want with it. You can be a humble fishing village, you can be a giant sprawling town or city with loads of guards and everything like that. So just building up and having fun. And there's also a campaign. So I'm going to show you the tutorial and you can use that to make up your minds as to whether you kind of want to have a go at this game. I would recommend it because it's very fun. So let's go in and make a new game and we'll go to the tutorial. It's actually quite an in-depth little tutorial, this one. Okay, so it says that the tutorial is designed to help you understand the basic concepts of Hearthlands and doesn't show nearly as many features as the game has. There are a lot of details you may want to discover yourself. So what I may do, if you guys are really super interested, as I say, I don't have a lot of time that I can dedicate to this series, so I can do the tutorial. What I could maybe then do is to play it a little bit more and then show you a later on map with some more of the unlocked features if people are interested, but just let me know. Because you might not be interested, you might just want to go and play it. Okay. Oh, by the way, it's about £11.99 on Steam at the moment, so if anyone is looking at buying it, it is that price. And whatever that is in dollars, I do not know. I'm rubbish at doing that. It's probably about $15 or so. Okay, so first of all, your city needs people. Scroll the map to find a good empty location near trees and mushrooms. Okay, so we're going to build some houses and we're going to build them near some trees and some mushrooms. Oh look, there's some trees and some mushrooms. Let's build a house there. How many do we need to build? 12. Okay. I'm gonna build them. I'm gonna leave. I don't want 2 or 3. I leave a gap of about 2 between them. I'll leave a gap of 1 there. You don't know why I'm leaving these gaps yet, you will. No! Undo! It's in the wrong place. 3, 4, 5. And there's a tree in the way. Oh, goody. Go away. Get out of my way. Lovely. So now we need to build some roads. And we can delete it with the demolish tool. So my road is going to go all the way around here. All the way down there. In a big square. I feel like roads should be borders, you know, they should go all the way around. Make it look pretty. Okay, so once your houses are accessible and connected with a road, you need to wait for some migrants to arrive. Click the speed ×1 in the top left corner of the screen and increase it to ×3. Don't recommend playing on high speed constantly because it's only for skipping time. Once you've unpaused the game, migrants will begin to arrive, etc, etc. The number of people living in your city is shown here, where my mouse is. Okay, so let's go to very fast and we'll wait for our guys to move in. Hello? Here they come. They had to walk all the way off the edge of the map there. They should have come from this direction, but that looks a bit spooky, so maybe they didn't want to come that way. Oh look, they're hungry. As you may have noticed, your people are complaining about the lack of food. If there's something that requires your attention, you'll see an icon on the top of the building showing which problem the building has. Like we said, they're hungry. Each citizen requires a certain amount of food every month. If there's not enough food, they will leave. 8 types of food: apples, turnips, honey, eggs, fish and cheese, wurst and bread. Each type has a different nutrition value. Apples worst, bread best. Each type also has its own production chain. Turnips is the simplest way. build 3 growers lodges, connect them with a road, build 72 turnip plots, 24 per growers lodge, close to the lodges. You can build a scarecrow to protect your crops, otherwise you may lose part of the harvest. Scarecrow needs to be 2 tiles away or closer from the plot to take effect. All those buildings are located under the farming tab. Cool. So we need to build 3 growers lodges with 3 scarecrows and 72 turnip plots. I would say we need to build them, I think it said to build them away from the houses. Now I was going to build a road here and it stopped me. So we're going to do that and we're going to expand that road out a little bit up here. And this is where we're going to build our farm. So I'm going to just pull the road out a little bit here. And then we're going to do our growers lodges. And so we've got growers lodge here. And we need 3 of them. So I'll do 1 in the middle and 2 to either side. And then I will build the farm plots behind them. Unfortunately, you can't, well, as far as I can tell, turn the map around very easily. But you can hide buildings, which helps if you're wanting to see what you're doing. So I'm going to build a row of plots behind there, and probably a second row there. So we're wanting 72. I've done 18 so far. So what I want to do is build about half of them and then put the scarecrows in. 27. 36 out of 72. So that's about half. Then I'm going to put some scarecrows in. Oh no! They only have an area of effect that big? How dare they? So really I needed him to be there. No I didn't, I needed him there. 1 there and 1 there I think. So let's demolish the plots. And we can put the scarecrows in. We'll probably end up with 4 scarecrows actually, so I can have 1 more row before I need some more scarecrows. So we'll just do that. And that should easily cover anything I build. And then we'll just keep going until we got our 72. 52, 61, 68. We'll just do another little row behind there. Every building can store a certain amount of resources, but for large quantities of them you need a storage yard. Turnips from the growers' lodges will be delivered to the storage yard, and you can specialise storage yards to store different types of resources and limit storage capacity for each resource type to avoid cluttering. Build a storage yard, which is located blah blah blah, I'll show you where it is, and connect it with a road. Well, I've already done a road. Wait until your growers start harvesting turnips and deliver them to the storage yard. That's easy enough, so we now have this tab here, storage and distribution, and we can build a storage yard, which I will put in this convenient little corner that we have here. Now, I'll just put it so that the buildings are showing again. Show buildings. So this is our new storage yard. I have this button at the bottom left here, which I didn't know about for ages and I was manually changing everything. Bad idea. So I can make everything unavailable, or I can make everything available, or make everything make it want to get everything into it. So what I actually want to do is make everything unavailable and tell it that the only thing it's allowed to store in this particular one, to specialise it, is turnips. But I will just accept them, I won't get them. I'm not particularly wanting them to be there, they need to be at the houses. So there we go, so they'll start putting them there. And it'll probably, once I start getting some turnips in there, it'll tell me what to do. So what we'll do is we'll up the speed. Go my little farmers, be fast, sow those seeds. And eventually, hopefully, they will harvest them all. Now, when I did my first playthrough, I didn't do the optional to put the scarecrows down. And what happened to my scarecrows was that well, to my plants actually, was that they all started to die. But they don't seem to be dying anymore, which is really good. I might add an extra row behind there if they do well. Just because there's scarecrow range that I'm wasting. Although I'm technically wasting scarecrow range by having them in the places I am, but they look nice and symmetrical, but it's not really symmetrical this way. So let's just do it. Let's just put in an extra row of turnips. The game didn't tell me to, but it'll take a few extra seconds for them to seed everything up, but these are still growing, I think. So the ones, by the time they've seeded the whole field, the frontmost turnips, and we're definitely getting a better crop for having those scarecrows, 100%. There we go. We've got our first bit of food. So now we need to deliver this food to the houses, and we need to do that with a peddler. He will take the goods from a production building, and he will distribute them to my citizens. I need to connect the peddler's tent to a storage yard and to your houses with a road. The peddler's tent shouldn't be too far away from the houses, or the peddler won't be able to reach them all. Okay, so the peddler needs to be maybe closer to the houses. So I wish they'd build them all in the same orientation. Stupid peasants. Peddler's tent. So it's got quite a radius on him. I could even put him there and he would be able to reach. But we're going to put him here so that he's a little bit closer. There we go. And off he goes. Get all the turnips. And I think there are up to 7 people can work there. At the moment, oh no, 8, sorry. And we've got 8 staff there. Which is good, it gives 8 people employment. And hopefully, if I just... Once food has been delivered to a house, the house evolves to the next level and is able to hold more people. It usually takes a month for it to evolve. By evolving my houses, I can create room for people, and migrants will arrive to increase the population. And we need to evolve 12 houses to the 2nd level, so let's speed everything up, shall we? And we can see now that they're wanting alcohol instead of food. So I'm wondering if that will maybe be my second challenge there. The farmers seem to be doing very well with their little field there. I don't know if they'll ever sow these back patches. They seem to have enough on their hands. I'll have to find like the ultimate configuration of scarecrows per hut. Okay, well actually, you know what? Each one scarecrow is enough patches for one house. Yeah, I could have done that differently. I'll do it differently next time, I'll show you. Okay, after food has been taken care of, it's time to think about health. Plague can happen if your people don't get enough medicine. To produce medicine, build a herbalist shop near some mushrooms. You'll need logs, so build a woodcutter's lodge near some trees. Using mushrooms and logs, the herbalist will create a load of medicine from 1 load of mushrooms and 1 load of logs. Okay, I get it. 1 mushroom, 1 log. Great. Apothecary, that's the twister, isn't it? Is needed to distribute medicine between your citizens. Make sure the apothecary is close enough to your houses, otherwise the pharmacist may not be able to reach every house. Don't forget to connect all the buildings with a road. So we're going to build an apothecary, I said it right this time, a herbalist hut, and a woodcutter. And they're all going to go this way. So let's firstly build a road. Maybe about that far out. Because what I don't want is, I mean, let's maybe just check with houses. 1, leaving about 2 or 3 gap between them. It's hard to tell. I think it's about right. I can wiggle it a little bit. So we're going to do that. I might even leave these fallow anyway. Okay, so there's not many trees around here. So we may need a forester. But the tutorial hasn't told me about foresters yet, so we don't know that foresters exist. So we now have this industry tab, and it has the herbalist shop there. And the herbalist shop actually does have quite a large range, so I'm going to actually put it over here. I'll leave that bit as like a mushroom field, and I'll put all the stuff just over this way. And then I will put the apothecary maybe back here. I think they're distribution, aren't they? Yeah. So they can easily get to all the houses. Lovely. Next I need my woodcutter. So that will be under raw materials, I believe. Woodcutter's lodge. And I'm going to try and put that over here so it's a little bit closer to some of the trees. Although there's usually enough mushrooms and trees on the map, you can plant them yourself. To do that you need a forester's lodge. Let's build one of those actually, because I don't see many trees around here and I would like them to be closer. I have to find where they are. It's not industry, it's raw. Yes, here we are, a forester's lodge. Oh, and of course it doesn't properly fit. Let's put it over this side so that it can basically be like, that can be its field. And there'll be things I can put in between here in the future as well. Why don't we put a nice road along here just to box everything in. So that's their little area, their little quadrant. And the same here. I did mess up a mushroom by doing that, but... Oh, I like this. That's good. And you know what we can do as well? Which is completely surplus to requirement. The next resource you need is alcohol. There are 4 types: alcohol, mead, wine, cider and beer. Mead providing the least number of alcohol units and beer the most. The easiest one is wine. So to build a winery we need 24 grape plots and some wine. And I would imagine that you still need scarecrows. Alcohol is being delivered to the houses by a peddler, which I already have. I probably should make a storage just for the wine as well. So, where should we make our winery? Should we maybe have it out next to the turnips? I think that would be quite a good idea, don't you? So let's just hem in the turnips with a nice little boxy road. There we are. So that's our turnips. And as a next door neighbour, we can have a winery. Now what I was thinking, if we do the plots first, right? In fact, if I do the scarecrow first, I'll show you the idea I had for a scarecrow. I don't even know if you need a scarecrow for wine, you probably do though. Where is it? Alcohol industry. So actually, grain and turnips. Oh, okay, you don't need it. Right, that's fine. We'll just go with it this way then, shall we? We'll just build it and we'll build the plots behind it. While the grapes are growing, it's time to expand the city. Almost every building in the game requires a certain amount of workforce. If the building is understaffed, it works slower. Not everyone in your city works. The percentage of population contributing to your workforce depends on the tax level and your culture. The higher the tax level, the less workers you have. By default, tax level is set automatically as high as possible without creating any worker shortage. You can learn more about it on the tax and employment window. If you've been following the instructions of this tutorial, you must have a little worker shortage at this point. You get more people by evolving your houses, which will happen once you've delivered the alcohol. or by building additional ones. Build 12 more houses and make sure they are connected with a road to a peddler's tent and an apothecary. I'm sure I said apothecary then. Apothecary. Why can I not say that word? It's so annoying. Oh, and I built too much road there. But I can put something pretty at the back there just to fill that out later. Get rid of that. Okay, so that's my little farmland area over there, and over here is my health bit and my wood bit and my houses. Now, apparently I need more houses. So I need to see what the sort of area it's covering is. So here would be a good place for more houses, and also anywhere along here would be a good place for more houses. That's fine. Let's do this thing. So, 2, 3, 4, and it's 3 I'm leaving between each one. Demolish that tree stump there. Lovely. Okay, so they should start building that once I put a road in. No! No, I built them wrong. Bye-bye. Good job I started putting the road in. I'm leaving a too wide gap. You'll see why in a minute. Especially for these starter houses, you really do need to do that. Now I wonder whether I've actually done this right. So 1, 2... Oh, I have. Lovely. So they all still need their alcohol. I'm trying to build roads with a demolition tool. It's not going to work. There. So I think that should reach, and hopefully that's it just reaches. I hope it's reaching that furthest one. If not, I may have to put another peddler around somewhere. But that's fine. I probably will end up with another one anyway at some point, just to get my transport chain going. But we'll just have to keep an eye on that cornermost house, because it is just about covered, but I don't know whether it maybe needs the front door covered or what. So while they're all moving in, we'll up the speed. And that will hopefully allow me to get to my 270 population that I need to get. Oh, you know what I didn't do? So they can't actually work without it. Is put a storage for my wine. So I'll put that on the other side. Change all. Wine only, please. There's wine there. Hopefully someone will start working on that now. And they'll get their alcohol. Okay, so we have our 270 people. The alcohol will be coming shortly. And my major source of coin is taxes. To collect taxes, I need a tax office located under Infrastructure tab in the construction menu. The tax collector behaves the same way as peddlers and pharmacists do, so I need to build the office near to houses and connect them with a road. Now, that central little bit here, where I've built my stuff, that looks to me like a very good place to put the tax office, because it's right in the middle of all these. So let's see how big it is. Oh, I need the town hall first. Town hall is quite big, and there's quite a lot of things that seem to be in the way. So let's just demolish over that whole plot. There's just a tree in the way, that's all. Probably the forester who built it. So, town hall. In there. And the tax office. Can just pop next to it. Okay, so a growing city may need more efficient source of food than turnips. One of the possible solutions is feeding turnips to pigs and use the pigs to create meat and leather. Meat can then be smoked to create wurst. Turnips are being delivered to a pigsty. Pig herd takes the turnips and feed the pigs with them. Every pig needs 1 load of turnips to give birth to a piglet and 1 load of turnips more to become large pig. Piglets need 2 loads of turnips to become pigs effectively. Large pigs are butchered at a pigsty and yield 4 loads of meat and 4 loads of leather. Worthwhile for the turnips. Build a fence around the pigs so they don't run away, and the pigsty pigs and fences are located under the husbandry tab. Then I need to make a smokehouse, and I'll need an additional woodcutter's lodge to produce enough logs for the workshops. Make sure that turnips are used to feed pigs and aren't eaten by your citizens. Left click the peddler's tent and set turnips to don't accept. Okay, so I need probably to build the pigsty first though. I would say that would be a good idea. So, animal husbandry and a pigsty. Oh, that's quite a large area. And what I'll do is I'm going to put it a couple of paces back, I think, from the road. I'm going to extend the road out again to this side this time. And then I'll put the pigsty. Swineherd lives there. Well, could just put it there. And then I need to put a fence all the way around where I want the pigs to live. Oh, actually, you can build a nice square there. And then I can put a road around the fence. I know I'm obsessed and I don't need all these roads, but how much better does it look? There we are. Lovely. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm happy with that. And let's put the pigs in. We'll have 8 of them. So now we need a smokehouse. I'm going to have to work out where I want to put the smokehouse. Probably don't want it too close to anything. Put it in the pig's fields. Maybe not. We'll put it next to the... No, I need to do some stuff here. I need to basically do this around these, I think. Because, like, half of this game is making it look pretty. Honestly. Then I'm going to put my smokehouse in. Just kind of pop it there. I wish I could rotate stuff though. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can. If I can and you know about it, let me know. Gonna do that. And apparently I also need another woodcutter, but I don't know whether I need the woodcutter to be like really super close or whether the smokehouse will accept. Because there's not many trees around there. What I could honestly do with is a couple of woodcutters like out towards where there's actually some trees. But what I'll do for now is I'll put a second one up here. And we'll see if that's enough. I never said where I had to put it. Okay, so that seemed happy enough. Apart from food and alcohol, buildings require luxury resources to evolve. Luxury resources include furniture, clothes, boots, pillows, and should be made available to your citizens in this order. Furniture is made out of planks, which are made of logs. You'll need a carpenter's shop to make furniture out of planks, sawmill to make planks out of logs, and another woodcutter's lodge to provide the sawmill with logs. Okay, so that's 3 more buildings. The sawmill and carpenter's shop are located under the industry tab in the construction menu. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is what I probably should have done ages ago, and I'm gonna go over here. No, get out of my way, tree. You are not needed here. It's probably like the only one of some super rare tree or something now. And we're gonna go all the way over here. I'm gonna build like a little, we'll start like that. We'll build a little sort of carpentry bit. So, woodcutter's lodge, I'm gonna put it there. And a sawmill. Under industry, wasn't it? Carpenter shop and the sawmill. And the sawmill. So we leave them a little sort of space apart from each other. And then also I will put a storage yard there as well, on each side. And those will be to store logs, planks, and furniture. Logs, where are you? Logs and planks and furniture. And you'll be the same. Logs, planks, and furniture. But now I'm just going to do the road like that. Because I'm sure that that little tree cutting village will expand. Actually, you know what I'll do there as well is I will put a further forester's lodge in. There, so we've got all of our buildings that we're probably going to need there. Lovely. And just to make it the same as it was on the other side, we'll do that. There, that's starting to look quite nice, I think. We've got our little sort of main village with all our houses, and then we've got a sort of extra village over here for like a carpentry village, and then we've got like a farming village. I like. So I need to produce 2 loads of wurst, and 2 loads of wine, and 2 loads of furniture. So let's just check that everything is going okay here. They have enough logs and they have enough meat. Okay. But what I probably actually need is to allow this one to accept the worst. There. This one is accepting wine, so that's fine. That was a special screen that I brought up by accident. Look, the wine is being made now, so that's cool. Let's increase the speed though, because it's taking a little while. I just wanted to make sure that all the production was working as it should. Okay, and with that, I'm going to just pause the game for a sec. Oh, I was going to. Pimp my village. Some houses will not evolve to higher levels if the appeal of the area is not high enough. Production buildings usually decrease appeal, which is why I have kept them away from the houses. So it's a good idea to keep them away from the houses. You can see appeal overlay by pressing 3 or clicking the appropriate button in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. I might even get rid of the ones down here. Put them up here. Okay, so I can put down all these lovely beautification things. So we will do that next episode. I am going to pause it here. So we've basically made ourselves a village, we've made ourselves some carpentry stuff over here, we've made ourselves some farming stuff over there, and it's coming along quite nicely. I very much imagine that we're going to now beautify our village, which is why I have left gaps. You wondered why I was leaving those gaps, didn't you? Probably going to do some mining over here, and maybe some more mining over here. And I would imagine that this is going to have some enemies in it at some point. So that's what's to look forward to in the next episode. So I hope you liked this one, and if you did, then please do leave me a like. If you'd like to see more, then please subscribe, and I'll let you know when the videos are out. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, just look after yourselves and keep being awesome.